So we are live. We are live to talk some boxing. We can talk about the universe and anything in it. No real topic, to be honest. We'll see where it goes. Just a regular stream, really. We'll see where it goes. Usually it divulges into degeneracy, but we'll see. We'll see. Good weekend of fights just gone. On Friday, of course, we had Jose Ramirez versus Jose Pedraza. Great fight. I never scored it, but on the eye, I felt Ramirez just about edged it. But it was a close fight. And Roman Gonzalez put on an absolute clinic against Julio Cesar Martinez. So it's been a good weekend. Of course, we had Maurizio Lara on the undercard as well of the Roman Gonzalez fight. He was in a fun fight. Again, defensively, he's defensively vulnerable. Yes, absolutely. Kind of basic at times. Yeah, absolutely. But he's damn fun to watch. Maurizio Lara. He's a strong dude for featherweight. Hits like a truck. That guy's good fun. That guy is good fun. Let me just move my microphone for 1 second. It's in the way. Mad Chad Sports Tavern. Big up to Mad Chad every single time. Much respect, Chad. I've lost my fucking cursor. There we go. Mad Chad. Big up to Mad Chad. Jay's Boxing Universe. Big up to yourself. What's good, Del? What do you make of the Lee Woods fight against Conlon this weekend? To be honest with you, I'm struggling to pick a winner. Lee Wood has got a lot better in recent years. He's a bit of a boxer puncher, and he is the bigger puncher in that fight. I think Michael Conlon is naturally more skilled, but it's in Nottingham. Sorry. So, I mean, I've got a feeling Michael Conlon's going to win, but I say it's 50-50. It could go either way. It's a good fight, though. It's a good fight. Big up to Mad Chad again, man. Bruce Goes as well. Big up to Bruce Goes. Salute. Yeah, big up to Chocolatito this weekend as well. Put on a masterclass performance against a tough bastard in Julio Cesar Martinez. That guy's tough as nails. Great chin, balls of steel, nuts and guts. He's a tough kid, but he was in there with a master craftsman. You know, Julio Cesar Martinez is still doing his apprenticeship, whereas Roman Gonzalez he's like Picasso, man. That guy painted a perfect picture of violence against Julio Cesar Martinez. The inside fighting, the high guard, the counters, the jab, the footwork, the balance. It was amazing. Amazing performance by Roman Gonzalez, man. I can't speak highly enough of Gonzalez. Great fighter. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Roman equals Yoda. Yeah, that guy, man, that was an out of this world performance, man. My man is a Martian. He's a fucking Martian, Roman Gonzalez. This guy's not from this planet, man. The guy's great. You know, his career from start to finish has been magnificent. Had his setbacks, of course, against Ring Vasai, but like all great champions, he bounces back, and he's looking great right now. I mean, at super flyweight, I pick him to beat anybody in that division. I really do. I think he'll beat Estrada in a third fight. I think he beats Fernando Martinez. I think he beats Ioka. I think he beats these guys. I really do. Big up to Ian Ward. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. It's a Monday, but I'm doing okay. Considering it's a Monday, I can't complain. Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to put it. Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito is aging like fine wine. Absolutely. Getting better with age. And that's when you know he's a great fighter, because as he's got older, he's tailored his style. You know, not as quick now, not as explosive now, but defensively he's better now. His high guard is immense, man. Picks his moments really well. Accuracy is out of this world. Like, he's tailored his style as he's got older, Roman Gonzalez. Incredible fighter. He's incredible. Yeah, Chocolatito is a different breed. Exactly. As I said previously on my post-fight review, he is one of the last of the Mohicans, Roman Gonzalez. You know, I mean, we hype up certain guys in boxing who haven't really done much. There's been guys who have been active for years now, and people act like these guys are pound for pounders, all-time greats, when they've got one good win in 6 or 7 years. Roman Gonzalez, man, this guy will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. He's not scared to take challenges. He fights top competition. He takes risks. And, you know, more often than not, he pulls out the result. He's a great fighter. So all I will say is, in regards to Roman, is enjoy him while he's still here, because he's 34 now. He's not going to be here forever. And just enjoy him, because he's great. He's great for the sport of boxing. Effortless beatdown of a young bull. Amazing. Yep. I agree. Like, that guy, the guy's a scientist, Roman Gonzalez. Again, he makes boxing look easy. He makes it look easy, so natural, so relaxed, so calm. It's like that's what he's born to do, is box and fight. Very often we see fighters who get flustered very easily, and, you know, they don't take the risks. They don't chance their arm now and again. But Roman Gonzalez, he's been doing that his whole career, fighting away from home, fighting tough competition. The guy's great. Big up to Lee Davis. Big up to Lee Davis. Fava Beans KGB. Roman is amazing. Those brown gloves were legendary. And unlike that fraud AJ, Chocolatito looked like a G in brown gloves. Yep. Yeah, those brown gloves, they look like old school throwback gloves, man. Like straight out of the 40s or some shit. Yeah, that looked great. Looked great. And by the way, I know he got beaten soundly, but credit to Julio Cesar Martinez for staying in there and taking a beating, because I'm telling you now, many fighters would have quit in that fight because he took a beating. He's a tough kid, Julio Cesar Martinez. He's a tough kid, but he needs to improve. He needs to go back to that drawing board and improve his skill set. But he's a tough kid. Big up to the Quags, man. And again, Quags, appreciated for yesterday, by the way. 100%, man. Every fight Chocolatito improves. It looked like Mayweather versus Canelo on Saturday. Yeah, that's what it was like. That's what it was like. The younger, you know, the young up-and-comer against the master. And he got an education on Saturday. He got an education, Julio Cesar Martinez. It's whether he learns from it. That's the question. It's whether he can learn from it and improve. I hope he does. He proved he's a tough kid. He's tough as fuck. But skill-wise, he needs to improve on a lot. Big up to Brandon every time. Yeah, exactly. Big up Brandon. Usyk versus AJ is not going to happen. Yeah. I mean, right now there's talk of AJ having an interim fight. And quite frankly, I think that's good for him, considering how that first fight turned out. I think he needs an interim fight. But, you know, there's been news recently that he's training with Angel Fernandez. That's his new trainer, a guy who was in his camp in the first place. I don't really understand that, quite frankly. I think AJ needs to change things up, you know, a fresh start, a new environment kind of thing. But if I was a Joshua fan, I wouldn't be filled with confidence with Angel Fernandez. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be filled with confidence. Yeah, big up to the Quags, man. Much appreciated. 12th round, Martinez last 30 seconds. His heart and balls were proven massive. Exactly, bro. He's a tough kid. Like 99% of Mexican fighters, the guy's tough as fuck. And he took his beating like a man. I wasn't impressed by the way he missed weight. But, you know, when he was in there, he took his stick. He took his beating. and didn't give up. So I got to respect that. And yeah, hopefully he can get back down to flyweight. I'd like to see Martinez fight maybe Sonny Edwards. That would still be a great fight. Listen, Julio can improve from this. It's whether he learns those lessons, right? That's all it really is. Because Julio's a tough kid, man. He's got some natural ability. He's pretty awkward. He hits hard. He's explosive. He can still do something, Julio Cesar Martinez. He's not a bad fighter by any means. Those gloves were not brown, they were chocolate. Exactly, bro. Chocolatito style gloves, man. That was amazing. How old was I when England missed out on the Euros in 08? I was 14 years old. 14 years old. Because we lost to Croatia in a... I think it was the last group game and we lost to Croatia. I'm pretty sure. I was 14 years old. Or 14 years young at the time. I still feel young now. I'm 27 now, but I still feel 20, 19, 20. I still feel good. I still feel good. Do you know what happens to the belts if Usyk relinquishes? He's a great ambassador for Ukraine. He can fly the flag in the ring for his people as effectively on the battlefield. In regards to the belts, that's a good question. I've heard Joshua fans say, well, if Usyk has to vacate, they should go back to Joshua. That's not how a rematch clause works. The rematch clause is to fight the guy, not for the belts. It's to fight the guy who you just fought. So the belts being re-established, I mean, I'm not sure, to be honest. I guess they would go to the highest ranked contenders. So let's say, for example, Usyk vacates tomorrow. I'm assuming... like Filip Hrgović versus Zhilei Zhang would be for a vacant IBF title. I'm assuming that's how it would work. It would go to the highest ranked contenders. What did you make of Salimane Sissoko? I thought he was impressive. I heard it was a good fight, Jim. I heard it was a good fight, but I've not seen it. So for the DAZN undercard, I saw the main event, obviously. I saw Mauricio Lara. I saw Diego Pacheco. And Mark Castro. That's pretty much it. I've not seen that fight, but I heard it was a good fight. He's a good boxer, Jim, but I do worry about his chin. I do worry about his chin, Solomon. Devin Haney with Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. Would Eddie make Devin a better fighter and a bigger star? To be honest, Dickie, I can't see Devin Haney being the sort of fighter Eddie would work with stylistically. I couldn't really see the matchup, to be honest. I couldn't see it working out. I think Eddie would be... he's not the ideal guy for Devin Haney. He's not the ideal guy. I couldn't see it working personally. I don't think he's the right guy. Yeah, Father Beans KGB. I watched that Croatia versus England in central London. We lost 4-2, I think. I think it was 4-2. It was like 4-2 or 3-2, something like that, because Scott Carson made a terrible mistake in goal. Yeah. Yeah, the England squad back then on paper was really strong, but it never really worked. The players never really gelled together for whatever reason. But as a team, that team back then, in terms of star players, was better than this team now we have. But the team we currently have is a better team. Seems to work better, so... White and Dean, big up to White and Dean. Londoner, big up to the Londoner. Smash that like, exactly. Smash the like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You know how it is. The belt should go to Dave Allen. Exactly, bro. Exactly. How the hell is Sonny Edwards still a thing? He's fighting soon, actually. He's fighting Wazeem. Yeah, Wazeem. He's a decent fighter. So I think Sonny Edwards is okay. He's not a bad fighter. He's not a bad fighter. Subdel, I'd like to donate to the video topic. I just didn't know what's a fair price. Laugh out loud. I love your commentary. Wanted your thoughts on it. I'll donate. You don't have to donate. Just ask a question, bro. Ask a question. It's all good, man. It's Gucci. It's good. Big up to Unrivaled, by the way. One of the best boxing channels on the interwebs. Top quality guy. Knows his stuff from like back in the old days to now. He's probably the most knowledgeable boxing fan I talk to on a regular basis. Is Unrivaled. Great channel, great dude. Big up to Unrivaled, man. Nice to see you. Sonny has a nice sense of humor. His Twitter is always good for a laugh. I agree, man. I don't agree with all of his takes, but he says it, he speaks his mind. I have to respect that. Yeah, God bless, man. Big up to yourself. We were saying this earlier. I'm assuming the belts would just go to the highest ranked contenders. So, for example, let's say he vacated tomorrow, Hergovich versus Zili Zhang. I'm assuming that'd be for a vacant title. 3-2, that was it. Yeah, that 3-2 that 3-2 loss to Croatia cost Stephen McLaren his job. Yep, it did. Yeah, it was great. It was great, Fava. It was great. But we have a good fight this weekend, man, coming up. We have a good fight this weekend in Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon. I know a lot of people they don't like Michael Conlon's style, and I get that. But head-to-head, that's a competitive fight. It's a good fight. Tori Black or Lisa Ann? I remember what Lisa Ann looks like. What does Tori Black look like? I recall the name from my childhood. Tori Black or Lisa Ann? I've got Tori Black. Unrival's got Lisa Ann. Lisa Ann in her prime was nice. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Patrick agrees with Unrivaled. Big up to Unrivaled and Mad Shadow. Absolutely. Father Beans says Michael Conlon by majority decision. I've got a weird feeling Conlon's going to do it as well. I've got a weird feeling. Yeah, great point on Gonzalez reinventing himself. Multiple styles at multiple phases of his career. A sign of greatness right there. Exactly. He's prolonging his career by altering his style. So yeah, he's an all-time great as far as I'm concerned, Roman Gonzalez. I've asked this question, focus on creativity. I've asked this question on my channel, like, what is the main reason people watch boxing? Like, for me, the violence aspect is probably number one. If that wasn't in boxing, I wouldn't watch it. Like, let's say boxing was body punches only, big gloves, I wouldn't watch it. Like, the violence aspect is definitely a big factor of why I watch boxing. There's no doubt about it. Like, I think people, when they say, oh, it's the sporting aspect, it's the technical aspect, I think a lot of those people are fronting in a way. I'll be honest. I think they're fronting. Because you see better matchups in the amateurs. If it was about the sporting aspect, surely you would watch the amateurs. Because there's much better matchups in the amateurs. The best fight the best. I'm not ashamed to admit it. The violence aspect is the main reason I watch boxing. Obviously, there's other reasons. Like, I do like the technical side. I do like seeing two guys battle it out to see whose will is stronger. There's loads of aspects I love about boxing, but the violence aspect is probably number one. Mad Chad's got Dolly Parton, 1980s Dolly, 1980 Dolly. Yeah, Dolly had a lot on her chest, bro. She had a lot on her chest. Yeah, young Martinez has a chin. Hopefully he doesn't make a habit of relying on it too much. I agree. Father Beans, he's a big fan of Dolly. A bit before my time. Lee Wood gets hit clean too easily. Rees-Mogg hurt him. Jazza too. Kanzu was landing. That is true. That is true. His chin isn't the best either. Let's be real. Big up to Jake Paul. A prime Dolly Parton circa 1982. That's the thing, Unrivaled. It's he's the away fighter. That is the thing. If it's you might be right. You might be right. But skill for skill, I can see Conlon winning 8 rounds. I think that might be enough. Even on an away show. The chemistry of violence and politics is goated for boxing. Facts. Facts. There's a whole heap of reasons I love boxing. A whole heap of reasons, but the violence is one of them. It's definitely one of them. Like, why do you think the most popular boxing videos are highlight reels of knockouts and things like that? They're the videos that go viral, not some cunts like me talking about boxing on YouTube or some technical masterclass or anything like that. It's brutal knockouts. That's what goes viral. That's what makes the headlines. Yeah, Ken Norton's a weird one. Like, he was good in his era, but I don't know. I think if he was born in a different era, he'd probably be revered a bit more, to be honest. But he was a great boxer. His physique for the time as well was crazy. Ken Norton. His physique for the time was crazy. Yeah, I like Mauricio Lara. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that Mauricio Lara is going to be a dominant champion or anything like that. He's got a lot of flaws defensively. He does a lot wrong, but he hits like a fucking truck and he goes for the kill. And he's strong as fuck and he's big for that weight class. So he's going to be in some great fights regardless. And that fight on Saturday was great also. Only 3 rounds, but it was a great fight. I like Lara. What's not to like? What's not to like, man? Great fighter, fun fighter. Who would win in an AJ versus Joyce match, other than us, obviously? I would still go with Joshua. But if Joshua can't get rid of him, that's the question. If Joshua can't get rid of him, it's going to be a fucking tough fight. But I think Joshua gets rid of him. I really do. Yeah, that was like the last second, Andre, of that round as well. The last second, because he was getting pieced up before that. Lara, he was getting pieced up, and yeah, end of a round, bang! My man got flattened. Big up to 150 Dream Team, another good channel, by the way. We got some good channels here. 150, Unrivaled, Mad Chad. We had Bruce Goes as well. Where's Bruce Goes? Check all of these guys out, man. Check all of these guys out. Did you see Benavidez say that he sparred B-roll and his body was open and easy to get to? He was basically suggesting Canelo stops him. Interesting. I've not heard that. We shall see. We shall see. I still think B-roll is a stylistic nightmare for Canelo Alvarez. I think it's a hard fight. So we shall see. We shall see. No problem. Focus on creativity, man. No problem at all. But you don't have to super chat, bro. I mean, the option's there if you want to. But I mean, you can ask your questions. I'll try and read everything on the boxing streams. Draw? Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Singer of the Bangles, I thought was smoking back in the day. I'll be honest, bro. I've never even heard of the Bangles. Yeah, especially considering like USA's team right now is not bad. You got some good players like Pulisic, etc. Weston, McKennie. You got some good players in the USA. You got some good players. Giovanni Reina. Violence, exactly, bro. I mean, I swear people front sometimes. Oh, I like a technical boxing match where guys throw 7 punches around and run around the ring. Listen, bro, I like a technical boxing match now and again. No doubt about it. But listen, nothing gets your blood pumping like 2 guys going at it, trying to take each other's head off. There's blood, there's knockdowns, guys are getting rocked all over the place. That's what boxing's about, man. When the crowd gets into it, the energy's real. That's what boxing's about. That's what boxing's about. I don't care what anybody says. I can appreciate a technical fight, like most people, but nothing beats a good old-fashioned slugfest between 2 elite fighters in a big fight atmosphere. Nothing beats it. There's no sport like it. Yeah, Canelo knows Roman's a great fighter, man. I mean, anybody who is critical of Roman at this stage, I would honestly question their love for boxing. Listen, I appreciate that people like their fighters. They like who they like. That's fair enough. But Roman Gonzalez is one of those guys who should be universally loved. The guy's not ducked anybody. He's taken hard fights. He's got a great style to watch. He's got a great resume. 4-weight world champion. One of the all-time greats in the little weight classes. I mean, the guy's a phenom in boxing. He's a phenom. Facts. Yeah, Norton's son, NFL linebacker. Exactly, bro. That's his genetics, man. Like Ken Norton in his day, man. He was ahead of a curve in terms of physique. Yeah, Canelo said Andy Ruiz is never at the gym. Wilder should take that easy payday instead of retiring. I agree. I mean, when I've said this, people say, oh, Andy Ruiz beats him. I mean, did you not see Andy Ruiz in his last fight? He looked awful. Wilder's taller, he's longer, he hits a lot fucking harder. Wilder could knock Andy Ruiz out. Easily. He could knock Andy out. That's a big fight. It's a pay-per-view fight. I would take that fight if I was Wilder. I would take that fight. Makes a lot of sense. But I'm not surprised by Andy, man. I mean, listen, he won't last much longer at the Reynoso gym. He won't last much longer. That's the problem, yeah. Joyce's jab is a nuisance. Joyce's jab is a nuisance. It's whether Joshua can get Joyce out of there is the question. If he can't, he's going to be in for a world of trouble. But I'd still pick Joshua. Do you favour Warrington or Martinez? I'd favour Warrington on points, but I hope Martinez wins. 0304 Vitali versus Fury from the Wilder 2 fight. I've got Vitali. I've got Vitali. Yeah, that is true. White and Dean, he was getting punched up by Takami. That is true. But I would pick Joshua. I think Joshua gets to him. I think it's going to be a war, but I would take Joshua. And it's a dangerous fight. See now this is a great example right here in regards to a technical fight which had violence, which had back and forth, was James Toney versus Mike McCallum. In particular, that first fight. Technically, those guys were as good as anybody in the sport. James Toney on the inside, the calmness, the Philly shell, the counter-punching, the shoulder roll, etc. We know all that. Mike McCallum, probably the best body puncher in the last... Well, he's one of the best body punchers of all time. Wonderful jab, technically as sound as anybody. Those 2 guys put on a clinic in regards to boxing ability, boxing skill, technique, etc. That was a great fight. That was a great fight. And that was a technical fight. So you can have a best of both worlds. There's no doubt about it. And that's a great example. That's one of my favorite fights of all time, actually. So that's a great example right there. If you guys haven't seen that fight, by the way, watch that fight. It's just a marvel in regards to boxing technique. Those guys made boxing look so easy, like it was walking down the street, you know? They made it look so easy. And those are the fighters I really like. The guys who look like they just got out of bed, you know, and they can just fight on the drop of a dime. They can just fight no matter where. These guys, man, those sort of fights are very rare, very rare. But I agree, Mark. I totally agree. That's a great fight. As I say, man, I've got it 50-50. I've got it 50-50, but I'm leaning towards Conlon. But I mean, I might change my mind. I might change my mind. Mad Chad's got Conlon. If violence is key, then I can't imagine the suffering, the anguish you experienced watching the Lawrence fight last Saturday. Yeah, bro, tell me about it. Tell me about it. That was awful. It was disappointing as well because Lawrence Okole, prior to that fight, was showing signs of improvement in regards to not holding so much, keeping distance, keeping guys at the end of his jab, setting up his right hand. He was showing signs of improvements. But in that fight, man, he just resorted back to type. So I was disappointed in it. I was really disappointed. We knew Siaslak going in he was a good fighter. He is a good fighter. He's a top 10 contender, but I was expecting just something better from Okole. I'll be honest. What's up, Hawker Mustang? I like the avatar. Big up to Hawker Mustang. That can't be the real Hawker Mustang. You never have an avatar, bro. Big up to Hawker Mustang. Off to bed, bro. Listen, man, good night. I'll be honest, bro. I'm fucking tired as well, but I'll go for a while. Good night, man. How good was Butterbean? I mean, he was the buffet king. Hand speed at the buffet table, unrivaled, man. Yeah, the king of full rounders, exactly, Mr. Ash. Yeah, the king of full rounders. He was a club fighter. He was a freak show, basically. That's what he was. Like, people complain about YouTube boxing, but he was basically the same thing. He was just a freak show. He wasn't a serious boxer. He was some fat guy who had quick hands and a bit of power, and he fought in 4-rounders. He was a freak show. He was a circus act. That's what I'm saying. This shit has always happened in boxing. I don't get why guys get so bent out of shape about YouTube boxers. This shit's always happened. Even in the golden age, Muhammad Ali fought a wrestler. What was his name? The Japanese dude. This shit happens. It's always happened. It's always happened. That's just the sort of sport boxing is. You know? Yeah, I feel your pain, Unrivaled, man. I feel your pain. Big up to yourself, though. You're grinding right now, man. Big up to yourself. Okay, they let me have an avatar again after like a 2-year ban. Damn. Hawker Mustang is the OG commenter of the YTBC. I remember seeing this guy's comments like 10, 12 years ago before I started uploading. He's an OG. Denise Pope. That is a fucking spam comment. Let's get rid of it. I thought you was going to show me something, Denise. Let's hide Denise. Fuck off, Denise. There you go. Let's get Denise out of here. Kimbo Slice, big up to Kimbo Slice. Exactly, bro. He's another guy. He boxed. This shit happens in boxing, man. It's the Wild West. It's the Wild West. But that's why we love it, right? That's why we love it. It gives us shit to talk about. I mean, how many robberies have we seen? How many corrupt decisions? How many corrupt... Like, we've seen politics interfere with boxing time and time again, but we keep on coming back like fucking hopeless crack addicts. We keep on coming back. And I'll always come back to boxing, bro. No matter what happens in life, I could become a multi-millionaire. I'll always watch boxing. Always. Boxing's just one of those sports. Once it gets your attention, it's hard to shake it. It's like being a fucking crack addict, you know? Big up to Toti Quiros. Big up to yourself. Yeah, Nathan Cleverly's Instagram is bizarre. That is an advertisement for CTE right there. That guy is crazy. He's definitely on the sniff, no doubt. Yeah, Oscar said that. Yeah, he said in 2 or 3 years that Ryan Garcia could fight Canelo. No way in hell. I don't think Ryan Garcia beats Devin Haney, bro. Quite frankly, not right now. Yeah, I mean the boxing community isn't exactly renowned for having females. To be honest, it's a bunch of dudes talking shit. Really, that's all it is. That's all it is. But yeah, I've never really been with a chick who likes boxing like that. Do you think the AJ Usyk fight is off? I think there's a high possibility. Yeah, I think there's a high possibility. I wouldn't say either way right now, but I'm not too confident. I'm not too confident. Don't be mean to Denise. She's got bigger baps than Butterbean. Yeah, big up to Denise. Got me a blow-up girlfriend named Polly Euphorine. Wish I met her years ago. Highly recommended. Doesn't answer back, Madchad, right? Doesn't answer back. Yeah, Joshua right now, I'll be honest, yeah, since Joshua's lost to Usyk, I actually find his interviews more entertaining. It's like he's I don't know, he's not quite as filtered now. I quite like it personally. He's more entertaining now, but I do question where he's at mentally. I do question the decision to hire Angel Fernandez as his chief trainer. I mean, the guy was in the camp the whole time. I think he needs to change it up personally, but we shall see. Yeah, big up to Nordic, man. Big up to Nordic. The last place a woman should want to be is in a community with BFTB. You said it, bro. Yeah, I agree, though. I agree. I hope the Usyk AJ fight is off. Eddie Hearn will do anything to make sure AJ wins. Yeah, that is true. That is true, but I can see that situation turning into a mess. I'll be honest with you, Lee. I can see it turning into a mess. Okay, they banned my avatar 2 years ago because my avatar was Pepe the Frog. My Pepe avatar was gone one day, so I didn't know what the fuck happened. And I put it back again, then it was gone again. So I put it back again. Okay, cool. I never knew YouTube could do that. So they could ban they can ban your ability to use an avatar. That's crazy. Yeah, in regards to Munguia, I mean, I don't blame him for chasing a Golovkin fight. I don't blame him, but yeah, he needs to look at other guys. Charlo, Janebek, Andrade, all of these guys. All of these guys. AJ can get in line. Yeah, I mean, if that Usyk fight doesn't happen, then he has to. He has to. I actually want the Usyk fight to be off. I like Joshua. Another arse whooping would give me anxiety. I want the Fury fight, and me personally, I think he wins it. Maybe that's what they're looking at. They might cut their losses, get Joshua a few wins, and try and get that Fury fight. That could happen. I still think Fury beats him, but that could happen. It's a, Is AJ drunk during his interviews? He struggles to put his sentences together. I'm not sure, man. Maybe he's just letting his hair down because he's been that guy for so long now, the media darling, where he's got to hold his tongue and, you know, not say this, not say that. Maybe he knows he's made his he's made his money now. He's worth tens of millions of pounds. Maybe he's just sick of playing that role now, and he's just letting his hair down. Maybe it's that. I don't know though. I don't know. Because I personally find this AJ much more entertaining. A disturbed reality of me coming home drunk and decapitating the hoe. Facts. Big up to PSK. Salute to Dell, one of the best boxing content creators on YouTube. Hit the like and subscribe. Much appreciated, PSK, man. And it's always good to hear your take on boxing on different panels. So big up to PSK. If he doesn't fight Usyk next, I mean, if I was... Honestly, listen, as a fan, I'd love to see AJ fight Wilder. That's what I'd love to see. But let's say I was managing Joshua, I'd have him fight a southpaw. If he's having an interim fight, maybe Luis Ortiz, maybe Otto Wallin, somebody along those lines if I was managing Joshua. But as a fan, I want to see the Wilder fight. I'd love to see that fight. That's a great fight. Even now, it's a great fight. Yeah, the world's gone crazy, Mr. Ash. The world's gone crazy. I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. I try not to pay attention to social media now because everything you do is fucking wrong. Everything you do is evil. You're inherently a bad person. I try and ignore it, bro. I try and ignore it. People have got too much time on their hands these days. You know? The West right now, I mean, it reminds me of the Roman Empire, just fucking decadence, degeneracy. We're here to be taken over, bro. That's the reality. We are here to be taken over. It's crazy. Yeah, you're probably right, Lee. You're probably right, bro. Anthony Joshua is slightly less literate than my 4-year-old daughter. That's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. But yeah, I mean, I don't expect them to be honest, Toti. I don't expect them to. It is what it is, man. Again, I wouldn't bother even checking on their content because I mean it is what it is, man. They're gonna paint their narrative. Let them do it. They're doing their hustle. It is what it is, man. I think a genuine boxing fan would see through that, regardless of where you're from, man. Chocolatito's a G, absolute G. That's the thing with boxing, man. The community is so fucking toxic, man. And I don't mean that from like it's toxic SJW perspective, but listen, man, as boxing fans, we should always have like one common interest, and that is to see the best fights. But we don't even agree upon that. We have certain boxing channels fanboying over certain promoters, excusing why certain fights can't happen. It's embarrassing, man. And big channels as well, shilling for promoters. It's embarrassing. And to be honest, the LDBC aren't the only culprits. I just want to see the best fucking fights. I don't care where it's at. PBC, Fox, ESPN, Top Rank, Matchroom, DAZN. I don't care. I don't care unless I get a good fight. I don't care where it is. A good fight's a good fight. Watch AJ fight somebody like Senad Gashi. Yeah, can you imagine? Then you'll hear the narrative, PSK. Well, I've been fighting top 10 contenders for 5 years. Okay, bro. That'll be the narrative if Joshua fights a scrub. I've been fighting top 10 contenders and mandatories for 5 years. Even though people act like AJ's resume is a murderer's row, it's a good resume. It's a good resume. But let's not act like it's a murderer's row. That's how Joshua fans act. You know, that's how they act. Like he's gone through like a who's who of like killers and killers and killers. It's not the case, man. He's had some easy title defenses. Dominic Brazil, Eric Molina, you know, the likes of those guys. I mean, even Andy Ruiz, let's be honest. I know it was late notice, but he was a 14-1 underdog. That should never have happened. People act like Andy Ruiz is some killer now. I've said it numerous times. Deontay Wilder beats Andy Ruiz. Even now. He'll knock him out. Telling you right now, he'll knock him out. Yeah, I mean, with boxing, though, the thing is focus on creativity. With boxing, to really get anywhere, there's a few channels who are exceptions, but to really get anywhere, you have to play a certain narrative. You've got to play a certain angle, suck up to a certain promoter, play race demographics, where it's play left or right. You got to play these games, man. I'm not for it. I'm just not for it. I like boxing. I like who I like, regardless of where they're from. I dislike who I dislike. It is what it is. You know, that's the thing with YouTube boxing and the community. Like most of these guys, they just play up to certain narratives, and they'll try and garner a certain fan base. But it is what it is, man. I like boxing, bro. I like boxing. So I'll talk about it how I see fit. I'll cover what I want to, and you know, it's one of those, man. It's one of those. I realized a long time ago, listen, I'm always going to have a small boxing channel, and that's fine. I've done this for years now. It's not about getting tons of viewers and shit. I do it because I like it. I still do it now. I've got a fucking bigger channel, as you know. I still do boxing content. I do it because I like it. Adolf Stalin, I've got a feeling that Wilder KOs AJ. I know AJ's a much better boxer, but he doesn't have a good chin, and it takes a long time for him to recover. I agree, Adolf. I think right now, that fight would be a gunslinger type of fight. And I think Wilder gets there first. If these guys were to fight tomorrow, I think Wilder gets there first. I think he hits the target first. And I think that'll be enough. It'll be a great fight, though. AJ can absolutely win that fight. But Wilder, I got a feeling he'll go for broke. One thing about Wilder, say what you want about his technique, his ability, I don't think he'd be overawed in terms of like guts and bottle and taking a risk. I don't think he'd be overawed. I've seen Joshua second guess himself. Whereas Wilder, he's been outclassed, he's been beat up, but I've never seen Wilder even close to swallowing it or bottling it, you know? Or being circumspect. That's one thing I'll say for Wilder. He does have heart. He's delusional, but it works for him in a way. Because he always believes he's got a chance. He believes in his power. Absolutely. He believes in his power. And I still think he would against Joshua. The world is going straight to hell. Yeah, facts. That is true, White and Dean. I mean, we are here for the drama as well. I'll be a hypocrite. I mean, I've enjoyed some of the drama in recent years on the boxing scene. Absolutely. But I mean, it does get a bit tiresome, though, at the same time, when it's constant. No worries, focus on creativity. No worries, man. Big up to yourself, man. Big up to yourself. Yep, Mark Castro, Elon Musk's fucking nephew. Yeah, he got dropped. He got dropped this weekend. But yeah, he got up and he got the knockout. But he needs to improve defensively. I've seen Oshaki Foster a few times. It's the house. But I've not seen Mahamajan Yakubov. I've not seen him fight. But I've seen Foster fight. He's decent. He's quick. I would need to see Yakubov fight, though, to really have an informed opinion. But Foster's decent. Foster's a good fighter. So I'd be expecting Foster to win just based on that, but I need to see Yakubov fight. I'll be real, if Dell had a face cam and a desk, he'd triple his views just by doing that. Yeah, I have thought about face cams, man, but I'd rather stay relatively anonymous to a certain extent. Right, well, now at least anyway. Maybe in the future, who knows, but maybe. Political correctness was set up as the language of the new globalist world order, and if you want a place in this new world, you need to learn to speak PC, unfortunately. Yep, exactly. It feels like people now are so meek. Like I said, I've said this previously, they say the meek will inherit the earth. No, the meek will destroy the earth. That's how I see it. But I agree, bro. I totally agree. Castro, yeah, you do, yeah. A good fight, though. Good fight. Yeah, Castro is very aggressive. He's fun to watch, but like you said, I think Jose's tougher. But he needs to tighten up. He needs a tighter high guard. Needs to rely on that jab a lot more. We'll see with Mark Castro. He's fun, but I don't really envisage him going far, to be honest with you. Not right now. I know it's very early. But we'll see with Mark Castro. We'll see. He's fun. Okay, intangible. He's a guy who's going to know. Yakubov can box and move and trade. He's got good stamina and volume, but he's a bit chinny. He is short. He's a short southpaw. Okay. When's that fight happening, by the way? Because I do like Foster. I think Foster's decent. Yeah, charming, soft generation and short bus gang taking over. Facts. Again, God help us if we get invaded, man. We'd be fucked. We would be fucked. But there you go. Yeah, Mark Castro's still a bit amateurish. I agree. And to be honest, looking at him, he doesn't even look like a high-class amateur, I'll be honest. Very rudimentary in his approach. Yeah, Steven Schneider, you always get iced, bro. You get iced all the time. It's crazy though, man. You can talk about certain things, but not other things. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. YouTube used to be a place. I recall back in the day, like the early 2010s. If you typed in, like, for example, 9/11 on YouTube, the first things that would come up would be conspiracy videos. I kid you not. But now all of that shit is buried. Like, there's no divergent opinions or anything like that. And the thing is, listen, I'm not like the whole conspiracy theorist term. It annoys me, but I don't believe every single conspiracy theory whatsoever. But when you try to when big tech tries to censor these videos or stories or opinions, it adds credence to the conspiracy theorists' viewpoints, right? If they're trying to hide it, it adds credence to it. So it's not really a good optic on their side, but, you know, it is what it is. There's no divergent thinkers anymore. There's no divergent opinions, divergent conversations. It's all wishy-washy now, innit? It's all wishy-washy. How long have I been a YouTuber? A few years now. I don't really know how long. I've actually lost fucking track. I want to say I started this channel. I want to say 2015, you know. I want to say 2015, 2016. It's been a long time. Undercard of Sizzling Sunny versus Wazim. Oh, that's a good card then. See, a lot of people are hating on that Sonny Edwards versus Wazim fight. Wazim's okay. He's decent. He's decent. He's not a bad fighter. Big up to Felipe Percha, by the way. Salute to Felipe. Salute to Nordic Warrior, another great channel. By the way, check out Intangible as well. He's got a great channel. He knows his shit, by the way. He watches everything. Everything. He's got a great channel. Doesn't upload regularly enough, I'll say that. Because he's got great opinions. So he should do. But check him out. Yeah, YouTube recommends the news now. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Ruskies are prepared to attack the UK. They've been testing our air response recently. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, I'm not fighting for this country. Fuck that shit. I ain't fighting for this country. It's crazy, though, because if you asked me that same question a few years ago, let's say when I was 19, 20, I'd have absolutely fought for this country. But now, fuck no. Lack74, big up to Lack74. Salute to yourself, bro. You're a Tottenham fan, man, so you're feeling like me right now as a United fan. I feel your pain. Hang on, you're playing today, aren't you, actually, Tottenham? How are you guys doing? Oh, you guys are doing well, actually. You guys are 4-0 up. Fucking hell. Fair play, Lack. Fair play. Nordic Warrior, I started mine in 2016. My original channel was 09, but it was mostly just for commenting, sorry. Yeah, my first channel was about the same time, Nordic. I forget the name of it. But I had a channel way back when I was commenting and shit. Yeah. Yeah, Lara has real power. Listen, he's limited as fuck, Lara, but he's strong, he hits hard, and he comes to fight. That's what he is. Yeah, he started too late, Intangible. You're right. In that Mutalane fight, yeah. But he's decent. He's a decent contender. I think the criticism he's got for that fight is a little unfair. Like Wazeem, listen, it's a decent voluntary title defense. You know, it's decent. It's not too bad. I know Wazeem looked pretty shit in his last fight against I forget the dude's name, but he looked shit. But still, he's okay. He's okay. Yeah, there you go. Roger Barrera, that's the one, or Robo Barrera. Yeah, I saw that fight on IFL. Yeah, he looked pretty bad. He did, yeah, he did, Joe. He did. Yeah, 4-0. I see that, 4-0. No, I never saw the YouTube boxing Albanian boxer. Never saw it. Every time I go on a political or topical video, next one up is Fox News, CNN, BBC, Channel 4, and all of the big network channels. Yeah, yeah, they've basically taken over YouTube at this point now. It's no longer for the independent creator per se. Well, it is. I mean, you can still make it, but I don't know. You got to toe the line. You've got to toe the line. As long as you're here, BG London, that's all that matters. The man right here who butchers steak and has it well done. But you know that can be. I'll forgive you for that. As long as you're here, man. I joined the military when I was a teen. When the Gulf War broke out, I was all patriotic and shit. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, in my late teens, early 20s, I'd have probably done it. In fact, I was close to joining the army. What's the year now? 2022. 2018, I was so close to just signing up just because I was bored of just the mundane nature of life, right? I was so close, but I don't know what stopped me. I think it was, I don't know. I mean, why sign up for the army if I don't particularly like this country? It just made no. I mean, I kind of just, yeah, I just decided against it. Sorry, but because the way I feel in the UK, like this country's not really. I don't really feel at home here, I'll be honest. It's not the country, it's the people in it. Like, I can't have a conversation with most people now these days. That's how I feel. The world's gone crazy, man. Like, back in the day, you could have a heated conversation about anything, any political debate, any sensitive debate. And after that, you could shake your hands and fucking have a beer. But these days, man, it's gone crazy. Good to see Nakatani back, Joe. He's a very good fighter. That's interesting. I was an army cadet, was on the verge of joining myself. For a reason I quit, boxing of all things. Yeah, man. But looking back now, Nordic, considering what's happened recently, I'm glad I never joined. I'm glad I never joined. I'm not dying for British boxing judges. Facts. Yamauchi is aggressive, so he should take an exciting whooping. Yeah. Nakatani is so big though for flyweight. He's so fucking big. He's so fucking big. Yeah, the application form. Yeah, I was literally fucking filling it out, and it was. I'll tell you exactly when it was. I'll tell you exactly when it was. It was just after the Chris Eubank versus James DeGale fight, because I remember that weekend on the Sunday I went down to Southend, and I had this fucking conversation with one of my mates, and I don't know. I had it in my mind, but I don't know. I just wasn't enjoying the mundane aspect of 9 to 5. I wanted to do something different, but I thought I second guessed it in the end. 5-0 Tottenham. Lack 74 is happy. Hawker, man, the world is fucked, bro. The world is fucked. All you got to do, Hawker, is do right by your family. Well, your family, yourself, and your friends. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. Sometimes we get distracted by the bigger picture, things we can't really control, things we can't really alter. But the reality is, just do right by yourself, your family, your friends, and those who are like-minded and who you respect. That's really all you can do at the end of the day. So I try and avoid all of that shit now, all of that doom and gloom porn. I say that when I do my second channel, right? But in regards to how the world is going, I mean, the direction the world is heading, I try and avoid all of that content now. Yeah, it's just a mind fuck, Hawker Mustang. It's just a mind fuck. The whole notion of patriotism. It's a mind fuck. I'll do right by me, my family, and my friends, and that's it. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I can't put my flag before my family, you know. And the only way I'd fight if my life depended on it, or if my family's life depended on it, that's it. That's the only way I'd fight. That's it. Yeah. Same here. Yeah. Exactly, Nordic. Yep. Getting sent out to some conflict that, yeah. He and John Lewis must have autism. John Lewis to be the next Dancing on Ice judge. Yeah. Yeah, getting your leg blown off in Afghanistan isn't appealing to me. Yeah. And that'll be terrifying as well. Every single step you're taking, like you think you could step on a fucking landmine. Like that's the psychology of that. I respect those dudes. Absolutely. I respect those dudes for doing that. But I mean, the the reasons for these wars, I don't buy. I mean, I don't buy the mainstream narrative. I don't agree with what is really going on. I mean, it was a stupid mindset, quite frankly, to even consider it. But at that time, I was just a bit not lost, but yeah, I guess lost. I guess that is the right term. So do I, bro. 2012 was seems like yesterday for me. That was the London Olympics. Yeah, I remember that. I just turned 18. Fresh as a daisy, looking swag, looking sexy. And yeah, then time happened. I'm 27 now. Can you imagine? I agree, BG, man. It's a good thing you change your mind, man. It's a good thing you change your mind. But it's tempting, man. It's tempting, especially like I'm a kid from a working class background. Nothing's really expected from you. Life was just becoming mundane and shit. So I considered it like I really considered it. Yeah, I did. Absolutely. That's how I feel for Quags. They would have to invade to get me to fight. I agree. Like if my life depended on it, obviously. If my family were at stake, yeah, absolutely I would. But until then, fuck no, I ain't gonna do it. Second channel is Disturbed Reality. Yeah, I think Inoue's too big for Roman Gonzalez, but I'd still like to see it. Bro, if I was in America, Mad Chad, I'll be honest with you. Let's say I move to America, I get a fucking green card. The very first thing I'd do, I'd get strapped up. Because if I go to America, if I move to America, I would go to Texas and I would get strapped up. AKs, fucking all sorts, man. I'd get all sorts. Whatever I could get my hands on, I'd get it. I'll be one of those fucking kooks in a ranch in Texas. You know? A fucking attic full of guns. Listen, man, America's got its problems like the UK, like the Western world in general, but I still love the idea of America. Like America as a concept, it should be the best country in the world. It should be the best country in the world. I still love the idea of America. And there's certain parts of America that are still great, but like anywhere else in the West, it's becoming infested with this fucking bullshit, man. Again, I'm somebody who'd rather have dangerous freedom than peaceful slavery and peaceful obedience. Life's too short, man. Life's too short. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. But maybe I'm tapped in the head. Who knows? When I was in Edinburgh last month, the army erected an LGBTQ flag in Edinburgh Castle. Sorry, desecrating our sacred historic monuments with that poison. Thankfully, one of the soldiers took it down. It's crazy, man. No, I've never heard of him, Bruder. I've not heard of him. Light heavyweight prospect, Atif Obalaton. Oberton? Oblaton? I fucking butchered it. Yeah, that's another thing that's annoying, you know. Like, let's be real, yeah. Like, even like the left right paradigm now, I'm sick of as well. Like right wingers are always keen to point left wingers as like perpetrating this victimhood mentality, but reality is the right wingers do the exact same thing. They do the exact same thing, man. All the Jew man bad and all that shit. It's embarrassing, bro. It's like, come on, man. It's crazy. Like left and right have a fucking two wings of the same bird, man. I don't get one thing I'll say right now, yeah. I don't get how you could be like 40, 50 years old and people still believe in the current political system, left versus right. How can you still believe in it after all of these years, man? You've seen what's gone on. How can you still believe in this shit? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Yeah, Mad Chad, he doesn't need guns. He's got his bare hands. He's like Chuck Norris. Big up to Mad Chad, man. Big up to Mad Chad. Listen, man, if I met Mad Chad, the last thing I'd think about is owning a fucking gun. I'd want to go to the nearest fucking bar and have a few fucking pints. Get absolutely hammered. Absolutely hammered. Big up to Mad Chad every single time. 99 red balloons. Facts. 99 red balloons. Yeah, America is the greatest country in the world. Coming from a Brit, yeah. Listen, I love the idea of America. I've never been still, so and I plan on going to certain parts. My mate's been to America a lot over the years, and he said like certain states are fucked, like New York, for example. New York is fucked. He said he basically said New York is like London kind of thing. It's like it's dead, it's done, it's gone, it's finished. But like certain states like Texas and whatnot, that's still cool. That's still Gucci. Imagine if El Mencho gets involved in the war, the cartel versus Russia. I think Russia are going to fuck him up, man. I'll be honest. I saw some memes actually on narco footage on Reddit with El Mencho calling up Vladimir Putin. If you've heard the El Mencho phone call, it's fucking hilarious, man. Some good memes going around. Yeah, a local Russian restaurant here have announced they are temporarily shutting down. Fear of vandalism and death threats also have been bombarded with fake reviews. I mean, again, man, I mean, we get, it's not even, it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. I mean, the mainstream media will say Vladimir Putin is a dictator. So how can you hold that against the people of Russia? How can you hold that against the people of Russia if their leader's a dictator? How can you blame it on the people or people from that country? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Basically, all it is, like the media green light certain, like they green light people to go after certain demographics. That's all it is. That's all it is. Like the average Russian, I'm sure, doesn't want to go to war with Ukraine, etc., etc. You know, like brandishing a whole bunch of people on the actions of a government. But there you go. That is what it is, man. I try not to get involved. I'm not Russian, so I'll be honest. As bad as it sounds, I don't particularly care. It is what it is, man. But I get you, man. I get you. Yeah, modern right wingers are just slightly less left. Yeah, I agree. Desert Eagle chewing tobacco with cowboy boots in Texas. Yeah, Errol Spencer's got the right idea, by the way. That guy's fucking. He's opened a ranch. He's got his little farm, got his chickens, got his cows. I saw a video of him riding around on a fucking quad bike trying to shoot fucking coyotes. Maybe that guy's got the fucking right idea. That's what I'd like to do. A big fucking ranch, a few cattle, sorted, man. Middle of nowhere. That's what I'd like. That's what I'd like. But in all seriousness, it's good to see Errol Spence. He seems to be getting his life back together, which is good. Because he's a country boy, he's a Texas boy, ain't he? So he's going back to his roots, man. Big up to Errol Spence. That's what I'd like to do. I went to Disneyland as a kid. That's the only time I went to America. Yeah, I've never been, man. I'd like to go. I'd still like to go. Like, there's a lot of things about America I admire, even now. There's certain things you guys get that we don't. You guys have certain rights that we don't. And to see Americans, as an outsider who doesn't have those rights, to see Americans like be anti-gun just infuriates me. You guys have no idea how lucky you are, man. No idea how lucky you are. You want to explain to me how the USA is greater than Monaco? I can't wait to hear. Because I can't fucking afford to go to Monaco, bro. That's why. Yeah, to be fair though, I'd rather get killed by ISIS than fucking El Mencho's dudes. ISIS by 12-round masterclass. It's the local Russian restaurant in Glasgow's fault. That the Putin administration is invading. Yeah, exactly. My first Gore video was the 2006 World Cup match between Portugal and the Netherlands, where 4 people were sent off. Yep, I remember that game. Are Serbia supporting Russia? Interesting. I adopted a couple of 17-year-old beautiful identical blonde-haired sister twins from Russia. They should be here next week. Yeah, Lee, that's one thing I will say, right? Given the nature of my second channel, I watch a lot of fucked up shit, and I've not seen anything from that part of the world, or nothing crazy. But we'll see. Regardless, listen, I think a war is happening, obviously. I'm not saying there's no war, but do I believe a mainstream narrative? Not really. These guys all have invested interests in regards to what is happening. They all have their stakes. They've all got their stakes in regards to what is happening. So, do I believe like mainstream media or our government? I mean, imagine like our government. So, like the likes of Boris Johnson is virtue signaling about Russia when he sells weapons to Saudi Arabia to fucking blow up fucking Yemen. How does that work? How the fuck does that work? You tell me. There you go. There will be Clint Eastwood if he moves there. Yeah, facts. But America's still a great country, man. Certain states are done, but there's still some great states out there. I'd love to go to America. I know I'd love it in America, in certain states. Dirty Harry, I love Dirty Harry. Yeah, Monaco. Listen, if I ever get to go to Monaco, I know I've made it. I know I've made it. I don't think it's ever going to happen, though, bro. I'll be broke after a couple of days in Monaco. Biggest downside of America is having kids. Very good school shooters out here. That is true. You guys are pretty accurate, to be fair to you. You guys are pretty accurate. Sharpshooters, you know? I'm not surprised by Syria supporting Russia because Putin was always pro-Assad. So that doesn't surprise me. But to be honest, I was always like pro-Assad. I know Assad is terrible, but like when it goes to the Middle, I say pro-Assad. That's the wrong term, but when it comes to the Middle East, like look at all these dictators that have fallen, like Middle East and Northern Africa, etc. These dictators who have fallen, the countries always end up worse off afterwards. Like Libya is a perfect example. It's a failed state now. Now Gaddafi's gone. Since he got ousted, it's a failed state. That doesn't matter anymore, though. We came, we saw, we conquered. So no, what did Hillary say? We came, we saw, we killed. Something like that. And people would vote for her. People would vote for her. We came, we saw, we killed. And now look at that country. Really, let's be real, man. Most people don't give a fuck about foreign affairs. They just vote to make themselves feel good. That's the reality. They get a little warm, fuzzy feeling inside, thinking they're doing the greater good. But all of these people are scumbags. They're scumbags. They will tread on thousands of people, kill thousands of people to to please their fucking overlords. That's a reality. They're all scumbags. To be honest, I don't really eat. I've never tried Russian food like that. I'll be honest. If Putin is bored, he can nuke us. Start again. Let's nuke us and start again. English food's under. Listen, English food isn't as bad as people make out. Just that a lot of people can't cook out here. That's all it is. Yeah, 4chan's a good website. Don't get me wrong, there's some degenerates on 4chan, absolute degenerates of the highest order. But 4chan can be a good website. I'm sure you've mentioned it, but have you had any really negative experiences from watching Oliver Gore? One of my mates watched the one where a boy's heart was eaten, and he's had bad nightmares. I mean, listen, watching the videos isn't nice. I can just compartmentalize and deal with it more than most people. I don't know why, I just can. But like the realest thing I've seen, or not the realest thing I've seen, but the realest experience I had was a few weeks ago actually, when somebody messaged me on Twitter and they said that one of the videos that I covered, their dad was in the video. Again, could this person have been bullshitting? Maybe, but he gave me a lot of additional information that seemed hard to fake. If that makes sense, it seemed hard to fake. If it was a fake, it was fucking committed. Put it that way. But that kind of hit me. I'll be honest. That kind of hit me because he said his dad was in one of the videos. It was a cartel one. So yeah, that kind of got to me. I'm not going to lie to you. That kind of got to me. But yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice, but I can handle it, I guess. Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked, intangible. To be fair, I live pretty close to London, so I'm fucked as well. I'll see you in hell, bro. Check out Idaho Dell, skip California. I'll go anywhere where I can get guns. Sound like a school shooter. Yeah, gas prices right now in the UK they're going through the roof. Not only gas, but like like heating, electricity, etc. It's all going through the roof, man. It's all going through the roof. It's crazy. And again, this whole topic of sanctions against Russia, cool. Sounds great, great virtue signaling and all that shit, but it's going to affect us. It's going to affect us in a major way, especially in Europe. Considering Russia supply like a third of like European gas. So, you think sanctioning Russia is not going to affect us? Of course it is. I agree, James. Yeah, I've got Lara again over Warrington. I just think Lara is Warrington's bogeyman. I think he's too strong, too tough, too big, too powerful for Warrington to avoid for 12 rounds. I think he's just too powerful. Lara's beatable though, but I just don't think Warrington's the guy to do it. I really don't. I really don't. I just think he's his bogeyman. Yep. Remember when people were celebrating the death of Saddam Hussein? Gotta love the West. Yep. California is nice, long as you talk to the right people. I got on with the people in South Central LA, usually when I went. Yeah, America's a big country, man. Like the people I know who have been to America, they never really said anything bad per se. The only negatives were New York. Really, I've known a couple of people who have went to New York. One explained it as basically another London, not worth going to, and the other just explained it as a place you'd go to once and never again. That's the only negative I've heard from America is New York. No offense to any New Yorkers in the chat. How do you see Briedis versus Okole going? Do you think that Okole has enough to get that? And if so, do you reckon Okole is good enough to become undisputed before he goes to heavyweight? I'll say this. I think if Okole could beat Briedis, I think he goes undisputed because I think he beats all of the other champions. I'll say that much. But Briedis is basically a 50-50 fight. One thing about Briedis is like Okole is obviously adept at holding, fouling, and being ugly in the ring. Briedis is a dirty fighter himself, or he can be. So he's going to respond in kind. So I think Briedis is a very hard fight for Okole, basically 50-50. But if he beats Briedis, I think he becomes undisputed. I do. Yeah, they celebrated Gaddafi's death as well. That's it, Declan. Yeah, so Saddam and Gaddafi, the lesser of two evils, worse people coming afterwards. Wasn't Gaddafi about to bring in a gold standard currency? He was, yeah, because he wanted to reject the central banking system and create like an African-based currency. And again, look at the countries that the West have invaded. What do they all have in common? They all wanted to like reject the central banking system or wasn't a part of it. Balkan food over English food. Imagine being just British. I went to there's a Serbian restaurant in Bulgaria I went to, and the meat they did was lovely, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was lovely. Is Serbia Baltic? I'm probably showing myself up here, but that's another thing my friend said, actually. He said one thing about England that is better, like the quality of meat, pause, is better. Like the quality of like raw ingredients in terms of meat is better in the UK. Things like, just any meat. Like quality meat is more readily available in the UK. That's what he was saying. And things like eggs, dairy is better in the UK. Still though, I'm sure it's going to take time to set all of that up. In the meantime, it's going to be expensive for us, even if that is true. I like a bit of degeneracy and shock value. People abusing each other on 4chan is a bit entertaining. Yeah, some of those guys are tapped. But I'm not going to lie. Some of those guys are tapped, but it's entertaining, like you said. Isn't English food just pies, roast dinners, and pasties? I'll tell you what, though, a good roast dinner is lovely, man. Like with quality gravy, quality meat. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, that is true. Actually, is there really such a thing as American food? Is there really such a thing? Oh, Chicago pizza. Nah, pizza's Italian, bruh. Like tacos, that's Mexican. Is there really such thing as American food? That's the question here. Mac and cheese. I'll give you mac and cheese. I do like mac and cheese. I do like mac and cheese. Right now, bro, I've got a funny feeling Charlo wins. I've got just a gut feeling Charlo wins by knockout. I'm not going to predict it just now, but that's my gut feeling as of right now. I might change my mind nearer the time. That's based on nothing as well. It's just a gut feeling right now. Facts, BG London. If you're like a 7 out of 10 or above, you can come in. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, Mexican fighters right now, they have our number. They have our fighters' number, man. There's no doubt about it. Warrington getting squashed, Joshua getting squashed. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Jay Opatea, he's decent. He's decent, but I can't see him beating Briedis, to be honest. That's true as well. With Briedis, you have to consider he's a hot and cold fighter. When he's on, he's on. He's very good, but when he's off, man, he can turn into some stinkers. Like he lost to Nogivor, like Intangible said, he got a gift decision. Against Mike Perez, he wasn't anything special. Even against Artem Man, I thought at times he looked a little bit hittable to me, but on his day, he's very good. Briedis, he's very good. Arab food is underrated, I can't lie. They cook some good meat. They do cook some good meat. To be fair, though, like I like most food. Like I like most food. The only food I'm not really too high on is Chinese food. I'm not a big fan. I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of Chinese food. Not my style. Not my style. Some of it's okay. Like I like like Chinese ribs and shit. But like Chinese food is not my style. I don't really like I don't like Chinese food. That's the food I could leave right now and never have again. I'll be perfectly happy. American cheese is not cheese at all. It's colored vegetable oil. Yeah, he was getting tagged up. He was getting tagged up, Will. But like at the same time, I wouldn't say he nearly got stopped. He was getting tagged up though. Yeah, I agree. The USA apparently have quite bad food standards in comparison to Europe. Rainbow trout, that's good shit. I had a fucking quiche. Today. That's mad. I actually quite like quiche though. Pause. Like apple pie. Yeah, I'm 50-50 on Wood and Conlon as well. If I had to pick, I might favour Conlon. Just a gut feeling, but I'm 50-50, to be honest. What is America's national dish? Burger, chips, and a milkshake? The Americans in the chat will have to enlighten us here. Again, this is friendly banter. We're not taking the piss, but I'd like to know. Meatloaf? I've never had meatloaf, I'll be honest. I've never had meatloaf. That's another thing I've heard. American chocolate. Apparently that's bad as well. That's one thing. European chocolate is levels above. Levels above. That's one thing we can say with full confidence. And there's no debate. It's not even a debate. I'd say European chocolate, European alcohol, levels above. There is no debate. I mean, to debate it would be like, trying to say the sky's green. Got Conlon beating Wood. Ben Davison just keeps getting exposed as a fraud day after day. Lee McGregor escapes with a draw versus Diego Ruiz. And Josh Taylor loses to domestic level Jack Catterall. Catterall. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'd like to see Michael Conlon win just because of the Ben Davison factor. I'm not going to lie. That's one thing. The American fast food joints look pretty sick. I'm not going to lie. They look pretty good. Like British fast food is shit. Like even like McDonald's, our portions are much smaller. I don't really eat McDonald's, but like still, like when I do on the odd occasion, like the portions are so small. The only time I have a McDonald's is if I had like a fucking night on the town. That's the only time. I've not watched Ty and Booth in a long time, Warlock. But I do like Ty and Booth. I do like him. Yeah, I've never understood the hype for Chinese food. Never. It's just not my thing. I love Indian. I love Indian, I like Thai, but Chinese food, man, not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Thai food is the best Asian food. I like Thai way better than Chinese or Japanese. I'd agree. I'd definitely put it above Chinese and Japanese. Why not, bro? Yeah, facts. I just don't like the seasoning in Chinese food, man. I don't like the seasoning. I don't know. I just don't like it, man. I don't like it. I think it's the most overrated cuisine on the menu. I really do. I eat English Stilton blue cheese. Cost me $25 fucking dollars a freaking pound. Jesus. Burgers and fries. Listen, I like a burgers and fries, to be honest. I like a burgers and fries. Good quality burger. There's nothing wrong with it. I want Wood to win just because I was at the gym with him when I used to go in my early teens. Beef Wellington is nice. The official meal is probably steak and potatoes. Sounds Irish to me, bro. That sounds Irish to me. Still, though, I like a bit of steak. I do like a good bit of steak. I've got a bit of steak in the fridge, actually. I might have that tomorrow. I love a bit of steak. Fish and chips. One thing, though, you can't beat like a really good fish and chips. It's fucking good, man. It's fucking good. A good fish and chips. See, I'm sitting here cussing other people's cuisines, and I'm talking about fish and chips. Cajun food, yeah. I stock up on fucking Cajun seasoning. I buy some shit from Amazon. I don't even know what it's called without going to my fucking pantry, but I buy some fucking Cajun seasoning from like America on Amazon, and that shit is fire. That shit is nice. I like Cajun. I do like Cajun. See, I think listen, if I were to go to America and I would say where's the place I would enjoy the food the most, it's Louisiana. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chick-fil-A looks nice. I'd love to try it. Good question. Genuine question. Why does Ben Davison get so much hate? Laugh out loud. Was it the Tibbs thing? So many fans can't stand him, but I don't get it, to be honest. So genuinely wondering. I think the overriding narrative with Ben Davison, from my perspective, this is what I've seen, at least on social media, people I talk to. I think there's a narrative or there's an impression that Ben Davison he enjoys the limelight a little bit too much. He enjoys being the star more so than maybe putting his fighter first. That's what I would say. To me, he seems a bit too drunk on the IFL interviews and the, seconds out interviews, etc. He seems to like the sound of his own voice too much. Says a guy who's talking about boxing online right now. But, that's how I see it. And I think with boxing, a lot of people like the romanticized view of boxing where a guy has to struggle on the come up. He's got to earn his bones and take years and years and years to get where he wants to get to. Whereas Ben Davison, he kind of fast-tracked his way there for whatever reason, whether you think it's certain allegiances or whether he's just that good. I think that's also another thing that has got fans kind of questioning him, kind of thing. They see a young guy like Ben Davison training older fighters who are older than him. I'm not sure with Ben Davison. I'm not convinced, quite frankly. Tactically, not tactically. That's the wrong term. But I'm not convinced by, for example, Josh Taylor being with Ben Davison. I'm not sure whether he's the right trainer for Josh Taylor's style. I can see the link up with somebody like Devin Haney. I can see that. I can see the styles meshing together where, given Ben's style of boxing or his perceived style of boxing. I can see someone like Ben Davison working well with Devin Haney, but I can't see the partnership between Josh Taylor and Ben Davison. I just can't see it. I can't see it. But, I mean, time will tell with Ben Davison. Time will tell. At the end of the day, we're gonna know in a few years' time. We're gonna know how good he is, how good he isn't. So we shall see with Ben. We shall see. I like the way he breaks down fights. I'll say that. I like his analytical approach, how he talks about fights. But in practice, I'm not convinced just yet. I'm not convinced. Do Jaffa cakes count as a biscuit? No, it's got a spongy base. I'd say it's a cake. I'd say it's a cake. Personally, I'm going to say it's a cake. Yeah, lobster is overrated. I've had lobster. I've caught lobster myself with my dad back in the day. It's nice, don't get me wrong. Lobster's really nice, but I prefer crab, I'll be honest. I like crab better. Big up to John Lejeune. Big up to yourself. Oh yeah, I get that. I'll be honest. Listen, I think we all consciously or subconsciously judge a person based on our impressions on what they put out there. And from what I see of Ben Davison, he's not my cup of tea as a person. But taking that aside, even as a trainer, he's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to do. Sorry, to convince me right now. He's got a lot to do. Again, he could be the best thing since sliced bread. Who knows? But we shall see. Warlock, has Ben Davison ever built a fighter from scratch? Don't think so. That's why people don't class him highly. He just gets good fighters who are already at a high level and makes them shitter. But again, I'm not a fan of Ben Davison. I'm a skeptic, I guess you would say. But at the same time, I don't think guys like Lee McGregor or Josh Taylor necessarily would suit his training. I've got an idea of what Ben Davison's philosophy is, and I've never. I wouldn't say Josh Taylor and Lee McGregor are those sort of fighters. So I found it odd that Josh Taylor joined up with Ben when it happened. I found it odd. I wouldn't have put those two guys together. But again, time will tell. Time will tell. One area where I can say Ben has done a good job is with Lee Wood. He's done a very good job with Lee Wood. Lee Wood's gone back into that boxer puncher style under Ben Davison, whereas before he was getting too involved. He was getting too invested in the fight. But under Ben Davison, he's relying a lot more on his technical ability, and he does have some Lee Wood. He's a good boxer puncher. He can counter. He's got a nice jab. He can step off you. And Ben has brought that out in him. But I'm not sure Josh Taylor's that sort of guy. I'm just not sure. Nordic says, I actually think he overanalyzes fights and forgets the simple basic fundamentals of the sport. Would you ever eat honey roasted crickets? I'd give it a go. If I had enough, if I had a few drinks, maybe. That's the thing. Yeah, Ben is still very young. I will say that. He is still very young. So, again, I'm not writing him off, but right now, I'm just not convinced by Ben Davison as of right now. Even from like a psychological perspective, right? If I'm a fighter, let's say I'm what's Ben Davison, 28 years old, 29 years old, something like that. If I'm a fighter, I'm a world champion, I'm unbeaten, I'm like 31, 32. I don't get from like a psychological perspective how I could look at Ben Davison and really not take him seriously. That's the wrong word. I don't think it wouldn't sit right with me being trained by a younger dude. I know that sounds probably uppity or arrogant, but it wouldn't sit right with me. I'd feel a certain way about that as well. I'd feel a certain way about that. Okay, Jaffa Cake. A cake or a biscuit was actually addressed by the makers. They were asked and said cake. I couldn't believe it. Nobody dunks cake in tea. It's a biscuit. Dell's triggering me now. Hang on. Nah, Jaffa Cake's a cake, man. Jaffa Cake's a cake. Did I say biscuit? I swear I said cake. It's a cake. Yeah, that is true. Chris Andre. That is very true. But listen, if I had a few drinks, I probably would give it a go. I'm not going to lie. I do wonder sometimes whether this whole Great Reset thing's a big psyop, because they seem far too blasé with it. I do wonder sometimes. I'm at that stage now where I just don't believe anything. Like, the only people I believe in life is my mum, my dad, my brother, my best friends, and that's really it. Like, I've struggled to take anything at face value these days. I really struggle. Bug protein pills, that's the next wave, I'm sure. I'm good, Joe, man. I'm not too bad. It's a Monday evening here in the UK. It's wet, it's dark, but the spring is coming. The sun is going to shine soon. We've got through some horrible times in the last 2 years. So hopefully this summer, not me, but people return to a semblance of normality and we can resume our normal lives. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. But, I've got no faith in this country and most of the people in it, I'll be honest, but we shall see. Jaffa cakes are always found in the biscuit aisles, though. That's, mistakes happen, Mistakes happen. They're being misgendered, Crazy D3. They're being misgendered. They're fucking cakes, man. They're fucking cakes. Yeah, I think most of these guys are just psyops or controlled opposition to a certain extent. They are what they are. Or maybe they mean well, but they're given a platform for a certain reason. In my opinion. No, I can't stand Marmite. I fucking hate it. I can't stand it, bro. Nope, can't stand it. But I'm not fussy. Like the only thing, again, I'm not keen on Chinese food. In terms of like global cuisines, I'm not fond of Chinese food. But apart from that, I can pretty much eat anything. To be honest, I can pretty much eat anything. No, I don't watch anything right now. Nothing at all. I don't watch anime. Full stop. I don't watch any TV shows. I don't even have a fucking TV right now, bro. Well, I don't pay a TV license, so I don't have a TV. Obviously, I only have a TV on international waters, but I don't have a TV. I don't pay a TV license. I don't watch anything at all. Conor Ben gets smoked by Avanesian and Kavalauskas. A decent fight would be Danny Garcia. Again, Danny Garcia is too soon for Conor Ben. Danny Garcia would beat David Avanesian, in my opinion. I think Danny Garcia is a level above, even now. I think Avanesian would beat Conor Ben, but I think Conor Ben on his day could get a win over Avanesian. It's a competitive fight. That's why I'm like, that's why I want to see it. It's a competitive fight in my mind. Joe Mama, since I've lived on my own, since I moved out, I've never paid for a TV license. Never. And I never will. Never will. Like you said, it's a fucking scam. We'll need a fucking license for breathing soon. Oh, you got a license for that breathing, mate? It's embarrassing. TV license. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Why not just offer BBC on a subscription service? How about that? That'd be pretty fucking nice, wouldn't it? Because it's fucking, even taking like the political side out of it, it's shit content. It's really bad content. It's shit. They show nothing on BBC. It's garbage. yeah. You got a license for that. Yeah, you got a license for that license. Fucking need a license for taking a shit soon. Yeah. TV license, yeah, in the UK. That's what it's called. It's a TV license. It's basically to pay for the BBC, essentially. it's not just the UK, but the world. People are zombies. Even what they find attractive is taught via movies, music, videos, porn, etc. If the BBC told shit cures COVID, they'd be gargling diarrhea by sundown. I said the exact same thing to my friend. Um, I remember this conversation a couple of months into the pandemic. Like, I think it was like the first lockdown, because he was like on the same page, but not quite on the same page as me. He ended up getting a vaccine, so that was kind of peak. But I said to him, bro, if mainstream media told you to fucking shove your finger up your ass for like 10 minutes a day for a week and you'll be immune to COVID, you'd probably do it. You'd probably do it. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Again, like when it comes to these sort of conversations, I used to be like, I used to be up for these conversations when it comes to talking to people, but these days I'm not anymore, because I come to the realization, and again, none of us have the answers in regards to what is going on, what the grander scheme is. None of us have the answers, but I just know when something doesn't sit right with me, whether I can put it into words or not. I always know if something doesn't sit right with me, and I'll always trust my intuition. But like when it comes to these sort of topics and the way you think, did anybody wake you up, or was it always in you? Like for me, it was always in me. I was just that sort of guy. I was the type of guy to always make an argument or have a debate when there was no reason to. I was always that sort of guy. I always kind of questioned things for the longest, for as long as I can remember. I never wanted to do things a certain way. It's my way or no way, for as long as I can remember. And nobody taught me that. That was just me. My parents are not like that. They're not like that. My parents are not like that. My brother's not like that. Most of my friends aren't like that. So to me, it's either in you, or it's in you, or it's not. So that's why I now these days I don't really care about trying to, I don't really care about trying to encourage people to take a step back and look at things as a bigger picture. I don't really care anymore to really. It's one of those things. New Zealand used to have a broadcasting license here but done away with it decades ago. TV stations make plenty of advertising, so fuck the license. Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's such an archaic concept to pay a fucking TV license. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Bivol stylistically is an interesting proposition for Canelo Alvarez. It's interesting. I like that fight. I started thinking critically after I smoked my first spliff. And again, listen, I don't have all of the answers. I just trust my intuition, man, on most things in life, because every time I haven't done it, every time I've ignored my intuition, things go fucking wrong. Whether it's about a certain person, a certain situation, shit goes wrong. If I ignore my intuition, shit goes wrong. Because again, I don't have the answers, but I know when I'd rather not do something than do it. Yeah, other countries laugh at the UK for having a TV license. Exactly, it's archaic. I've got a TV antenna. On a good day, I get 23 channels. Yeah, antenna one time costs $20. Exactly. Disagree. I think it's all about upbringing. Maybe, but my dad was like a bit of a hustler on the come up. Not in regards to illegal shit, but like he always paycheck to paycheck. Like he would make some money, quit his job and fuck off for a while. He was that sort of dude in his younger years. Like he was never really like a conventional type. Maybe I'll get it from him, but like even him, like he'll watch mainstream media and take it at face value. I've never been like that, so where have I learnt it from? Like my mum is like fully ingrained in mainstream media. She'll believe everything the newsman says, or what Boris Johnson said, or etc. etc. You know, I think a lot of it is just, I don't know. Is it a gene? Is it something spiritual? I don't know. I haven't not got the answers. I have not got the answers, but I can just tell you how I think or how I perceive things, and I can't put it into words per se. But I just feel like I can't explain it. Did Avanesian get taken off of rankings for being Russian? That's a good point. That's kind of racist. He could have always repped America, though. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I forgot about that in regards to Avanesian because he's highly ranked by the WBC, and he was in. Well, there was talks of him fighting there was talks of Avanesian fighting Virgil Ortiz in a eliminator. So that's a good point. That's a very good point. I've not seen that he's got removed yet. Yeah, that's the thing though. It's not even about believing the same things I believe, or it's not really about that. It's what irritates me is people who don't at least ask questions. Like, fair enough if you believe a certain narrative, cool, but at least ask questions. At least question the narrative kind of thing. But those people don't exist anymore, the the worst thing is it's our generation, Nordic. So you're the same generation as me, quote unquote millennials. You're the same age as me, like just past our mid-20s, and usually that generation would be the rebels, like the diversion. It's not the case anymore. Even our age groups are fucking zombies now, absolute zombies. Russians are the new anti-vaxxers. I wouldn't go that far, Warlock. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say philosophical. I can't fucking speak, but God, I'm fucking sweating, man. It's fucking hot in here. But no, I wouldn't say philosophical. Just intuition, I guess. I'll trust it. I'll trust it. Exactly, £159 for a TV license now. See, I never had an idea how expensive it was because I've never paid for it, bro. I've never paid for it. First and foremost, it's a bill I could do without. I don't watch TV anyway. But yeah, it's not the flavor of the month anymore. And again, I've got my theories in 20 years' time. People are going to look back and say, oh, this was just like the Iraq War. It was overblown. It was based on lies. And they'll say, oh, I always knew it. I always knew it. Bullshit, did you? Because I guarantee you in 20 years' time, this will still be a debate. Not a debate, but it will still be a narrative in which we were duped in 20 years' time. And every lemming will say, I always knew that. Just like the Iraq War. That's going to blow us up with WMDs if the world's going to end. And it's whatever, man. Yes, and ironically, that interview was in 1984. Crazy D3, the Yuri Bezmenov interview. Yes, sir, 1984. Ironically enough, incredible interview, by the way. Almost scary watching it now in 2022. But again, I'm not atheist by any means. I'm not traditionally, I don't follow an Abrahamic religion. I appreciate Abrahamic religions, but I don't follow any traditional religion per se. For simplicity's sake, I would say I'm agnostic, just for simplicity's sake. But I don't even know where I'm going with it. It just feels like when you walk the streets, you look at people, man. I swear, maybe I'm fucking tapped in the head, but I swear to God, sometimes it feels like certain people have no souls. There's nothing there. That's how I feel sometimes, honestly. Like there are different species almost, certain people. It's crazy. Like we can't even have conversations anymore. Like the art of conversation is truly dead. The fact that there's a difference in generations in terms of millennials being so willing to comply suggests nurture plays a bigger role than nature. This is why I still try to wake people up. That's a very good point, Chris. And that's a noble cause. Maybe my perspective is selfish. I'm perfectly willing to explore that. Maybe my perspective is selfish. That's a very good point. Because quite frankly, before all of this happened, I've fucking put myself out for family, for friends, and God knows what else. I've sacrificed my own opportunities to help other people out. But for the last 2 years, man, I've focused on me, and things have got a lot better in regards to everything. I'm trying to work on all sorts of things outside, whether it's financial freedom or how I perceive the world, etc., etc. I'm trying to improve on everything outside, but and things have got a lot better. Like the last 2 years for me, for whatever reason, it's as bad as it's been, as worried as I've been at times. On the flip side, life's got a lot better in a lot of regards. So it's like it's a weird one, man. It's a strange one, but it's a noble cause. But forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure you're Christian, right, Chris? Maybe that's like the Abrahamic way of viewing things. I'm not sure. Maybe but you could be right. Again, I'll try and do that to people who are close to me. £53 for a black and white TV set. Who the hell has a black and white TV set in 2022? Yeah, bro, I don't even watch TV these days, man. Again, when it comes to boxing, I've got a computer. That's all I need. I am subscribed to DAZN. I think that's my only subscription right now is DAZN. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I stream everything else. I will buy a pay-per-view on Sky Online if it's a good fight. No, I've not seen it, Mr. Ash. I've not seen it. Yeah, I've seen that the WBA have removed some Russian fighters from their rankings because of the invasion, but not touching Bivol. Is that because he's part Korean, or is it because of the Canelo sanctioning fees? Probably the Canelo sanctioning fees, in all seriousness. But again, I think that's utterly wrong to remove a whole nation of people from your rankings because of the actions of a government. If we are to believe mainstream media as it's being told, then again, Vladimir Putin is a dictator. So how can a citizen of Russia, which happens to be a fighter, affect that? Why would you punish them by removing them from rankings? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. Agnosticism as a branch of atheism, Del, they are two different questions. I'm not sure, though. You could be right. But I just don't like the term atheist. I don't like the term atheist. A new heart also, fuck's sake, I had a pop-up. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I'll give you on heart of flesh. That's what I was saying, Chris Andre, though, on Twitter. Like, when we illegally occupied Iraq based on a lie, where was the same treatment for like American fighters or UK fighters? Where was the same treatment? We butchered hundreds of thousands of people based on a fucking lie and destabilized an entire region based on a lie. Oh, it was faulty intelligence. No, it was a lie. Everyone knows that. It was a lie. But the West, the guardians of the free world and all that shit. It's a disgrace, bro. It's a disgrace. Again, just going by mainstream, let's go by mainstream narrative. Putin is a dictator, so how can you punish citizens of that country for a dictator's actions? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. See, the whole MGTOW thing, if that's the way you want to go, fair enough. But I don't necessarily adhere to that side of things. Again, I'm single right now, but I appreciate female company. It's like the yin and yang, right? Without like female company or affection, like, regardless if I'm with her or not, I think I'd go fucking mad. Like, there's nothing. I'll be honest. This sounds simpy as fuck, but there's nothing better than like a positive, wholesome interaction with a female. Like, female energy at its essence is beautiful, and I think all men need that. Again, do you have to be in a relationship to get that? I don't think necessarily, but that might be controversial. So I guess agnostic is the wrong term for me then. Because I've probably got a kooky belief system. Who was the first boxer that got you into the sport? Mine was Peter Manfredo in the Contender Series, followed closely by Manny Pacquiao. Honestly, like, the first guy who really got me into boxing was David Haye. Like, I was semi into boxing before that. I used to watch Amir Khan's early fights. I remember his Olympic journey, etc. But the first fighter who really got me into boxing was David Haye. The Haymaker. Yep, I forget his name. Sonny Martinez, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some messages that are beneficial, but I guess I'm just going by the stereotype of like MGTOW as a community. I kind of merge those guys in with incels. Maybe that's wrong, but But I get you, man. I get you. That's a good point. The problem I have with MGTOW is that they are anti-family, just like feminism and all of the isms. It's weird though. Like I'm a single dude, right? So I get you. But like it's more than just for me. It's more than just fucking sex. I do like company sometimes and shit. It's not just about that. But at the same time, do I really want to settle down? Especially, listen, if I have my way, I will not. I'll eventually leave this country and never come back. So I do. Do I want to settle down now? Probably not. But at the same time, I enjoy some companionship. I'd say it's more than just holds a goal, to be honest. But I get you. Calzaghe as well. I used to watch Calzaghe back in the day. I remember seeing his fight with Jeff Lacey. I think it was ITV4. I'm sure it was ITV4. I'm sure it was. But Calzaghe was another one, man. Yeah, the contender theme, great, amazing theme. Joe asked this already, but I'm really interested. I'm 6'3", but can make super middle. Does this mean I'll end up getting chopped to bits to the body, or should I embrace it and box at that weight? Go if you can make the weight easily, go for it. If you can make the weight easily, why not? It's whether you would struggle to make the weight and deplete yourself. And if you've got a good understanding of range, you can maintain that distance. You've got a nice jab. You can keep guys on the outside and maybe shorten your punches to mid-range as they're coming inside. Yeah, you could be a successful 6'3" super middleweight. And again, just because you're 6'3" doesn't necessarily mean you can't fight on the inside. So yeah. Never wanted kids, time, money, magnets. Everybody with kids I know are miserable as well. To each their own, though. Well, that's the way I see it. Sometimes I look at the world and say, look, we're told to live a certain way, get a career, earn some money, get your little house, spend 30 years paying for a mortgage, have kids and die. There's got to be more to life than that. Yeah, I'd like kids eventually, absolutely. But there has to be more to life than just that. Surely. In regards to doing something that other people haven't done, or achieving something that other people haven't done, or rolling the dice, or there has to be something else. There has to be something else. Bro, you still got time, Stephen, man. You still got time. You could be 50, bro. You still got time. 16-year anniversary of the Lacey fight. It's been long, bro. 16 years ago, man. Man. I was 11 years old. That feels bad saying that. 11 years old, 16 years ago. 16 years ago, 11 years old. Just marry a Polish girl, stop messing around. Yeah, Eastern European girls are the truth. Not just Eastern European, but like Polish, and yeah, they are the truth. Yeah, Tyson Fury's 9'9". He can fight on the inside. Exactly. If you can make the weight at 6'3" at super middle, why not? If you can naturally make it and not deplete yourself. Why not? I mean, David Benavidez, he's what, 6'2", he can fight on the inside really well. It's how much you'd be depleting yourself. Would you be taking something out of yourself? Yeah, you're going to have a physical advantage, but to what cost? If you've not got it in the tank, or you've really drained yourself. "40 years old is prime for a man." I mean, I guess it's different for every dude, right? But grow your disturbed reality channel a little more, and then you can set yourself up to box one of those YouTubers, easy dough. Yeah, tell me about it. To be honest, though, I wouldn't want to fight Logan Paul. No, what's his name? Jake Paul. Right now, he'd probably fuck me up. I'd beat Deji, though. I think I'd outbox Deji now. No, I would outbox Deji now. I'd outbox him. I beat Deji. I really do believe that. I mean, it's called a theory for a reason, Nordic. But people take it as gospel, right? Albanian boxer. College is so boring. My course is the only thing I like there, but the girls are good looking there, though. I could go on a 4-day bender, have a big fat greasy kebab, and still beat Jake Paul. Jake Paul's heavier than me. I think he's like a cruiserweight. I'm like 168 right now, to be honest. I'm 168. Dead on super middle right now. That's the last time I weighed myself, was 168. That was like a few months ago. I'm assuming I'm the same weight now. So he's a bit too big. Yeah, dropping a couple of kilograms, you should be okay, I guess. But again, it's one of those things. Everybody's body reacts differently. But I think you should be okay. Are you boxing amateur, Joe? Are you actually like boxing? I'm fat right now. I gained a right belly this winter. Yeah, I could do with getting back, back active again. I've not really put weight on, but I've just lost all definition. So I could do with being active again, no doubt about it. I keep on saying I will, but that time never comes. We shall see. Have you ever been mountain climbing? It's one of those things that I feel would truly be exhilarating in life, but I'm not sure if I'll ever get around to it. I've never been, not proper mountain climbing, no. But like the only mountain I've climbed is Mount Snowdon in Wales, and that's not it's basically it's not really a mountain. Let's be real. But yeah, I'd like to do it. I'd like to do it. It's cool, man. It's nice. That's one thing I need to do more though, is actually spend time in the outdoors. I've got a gym pass active, but it's too cold to walk there. Yeah, that's one thing I've never done, and I never will do. I'll never sign up for a gym. Listen, if I really want it, I'll do it myself. That's the way I look at it. I need to do it myself. I can get a set of dumbbells. I can run. I can do push-ups, I can do sit-ups. Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't really need that much to get fit. Let's be real. Like when I boxed, I never really done anything crazy. I ran, hit the bag, hit the pads, sparred, sit-ups, push-ups, and that was basically it. And I was in decent shape. I was in decent shape. I didn't touch any weights either, and I was in decent shape. So you don't really need much to actually get in decent shape. That's good though, Joe. Yeah. So yeah, I've not been boxing long at all. Sparred a bit. Yet to have an amateur fight. Waiting to do it. So when I go to university in London, yeah, man, go for it, bro. Just go for it. The first thing I'll say to you is just do it, regardless of weight. Just hit it up and train and train and train and give it a go. That's the first thing I'd say. I'd worry about weight later, to be honest. I'll just train, try to hone your skills, maybe get a few amateur fights, and when you get settled in, if you really like it, then you can think about weight. But right now, in all seriousness, I'd just say just go for it, man. Just fucking go for it. Just go for it and then see what happens, you know? And if you take it seriously, you've got a knack for it, then you can start thinking about weight and maybe dropping down and shedding a bit of timber. But yeah, right now, just go for it. Just train. Yeah, exactly. If you want a summer body, go to the gym now. Now's the time. Honestly, you should have really been started before now. Maybe January, but still, I get you. I say this every fucking winter though, BG London. I'm gonna work out this winter. I'm gonna work out this winter. And guess what, bro? It never really happens. I'll do like a spell where I'll do like a month. I'll start seeing results. I'll have a couple of days off and that's it. And then I'm back to square one. It just doesn't hold my interest like that. That's the thing. And I force myself to do it rather than actually wanting it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sparring is the best form of boxing training. Really sharpens you up. Only things I need to get back to the but only things I need to get back to the gym. I'm too lazy. I get you, man. Nah. He doesn't throw punches. Albanian boxer. All you need is a jab. I'm taller and longer than Deji. All I need is a jab. I'll outbox him. I'm not even fronting either. I could outbox Deji. How big is football NFL in the UK? Not really big. There'll be a little bit of buzz if a game comes to the UK at Wembley, but like it's not big, to be honest. There's more people interested now than there were back in the day, but it's still not big. I've never heard anybody talking about it. Put it that way. Yeah, diet's the hardest thing for me. I love food too much. Tell me about it. True, I've been going to the gym since the 5th, 6th of September, 5 days a week. Sorry, I've been going to the gym since September, 5 or 6 days a week. Only reason I can keep it up is that I live in the middle of nowhere and there's fuck all else to do. That helps, man. That's true. Yeah, I see it as a 50-50 Rio, Lee Wood versus Michael Conlon. I see it as 50-50. Obviously, Lee Wood's got the home advantage. He is the bigger puncher. I think Michael Conlon, sorry, is technically more proficient. I think he's a better technical boxer, obviously better amateur background, as we know. And he's actually quite big for the weight as well, from my recollection. So I could see Michael messing Lee Wood around and getting a points win. I could see Lee Wood maybe roughing Michael up, getting a close points win. I could see either or. I've got a feeling Lee Wood would win. I'll put it this way. Like before the Kanzu fight, if you made this fight, who would you pick? I think most people would pick Michael Conlon. But since the Kanzu fight, has that skewed people's opinion? Was Kanzu ever that good? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I live in a town that went from a population of, I'd say, 1,000 to 5,000 in just 8 years of development. It's crazy how people are everywhere. Yeah. No, I'm not interested in a Khan Brook rematch. No, fuck no. Fuck no. It was fun. Listen, it was fun first time around with the build up, etc., all of the hype. But, the fight was one-sided. It doesn't need to happen again. It doesn't need to happen again. I'd rather both guys just retire, in all seriousness. Because Kell Brook's had some bad injuries. Amir Khan's taken some horrible knockouts. So I'd rather both guys just retire. Because Khan's just going to get fucked up again. I've got a feeling Wood is putting Conlon down between 1 and 6. Eat clean for 8 weeks in the gym, sorted. To be honest, though, I could probably get away with that, though, because I'm still pretty slim now. I've not got a high body fat percentage, so I could probably do it. I should get on a fucking Julio Cesar Chavez diet in his prime when he made middleweight. Just take shitloads of diuretics and eat nothing and work out. I could probably do it. Khan would spark AJ. Brook versus Taylor, I'd watch it. But Brook can't make 147 anymore, not healthily anyway. Again, the thing is with all of this is time. That's the main problem, is time more than anything. But yeah, guys, I mean, we've been going for 2.5 hours, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll try and get some videos done this week. We shall see what happens. But yeah, we got some good fights coming up this week. Lee Wood, Michael Conlon. It's a pretty decent card on the zone, sorry. So I might even do a live commentary for it. Who knows? We shall see. But yeah, man, enjoy your week. It's Monday. I'm sure most of us have got a long week of work ahead. So yeah, man, don't do anything I wouldn't do. All of that good stuff. Peace, guys. Catch you on the next one.